Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today, now I've had this thing together. I wanted to make that known already. I've already had this together once, but I'm going to do some modifications to it to make it look a little more professional and a little more like a factory had made it. What I've got here is a old air compressor, which ain't really all that old. It's pretty new, and it's a Campbell Hofstad, and it was just too small. This was the one that took me 2 hours to pump up a 27-inch tar. So we're going to change this around and make it a high pressure, silent air compressor. And the only thing that I'm going to have to fix on this is somehow I've got to put a unloader valve on it. And if you look on the back side of this, you got 3 holes. 4 if you want to count this one. This is your output. This is your input. And this is for the little hose that goes to the switch that tells it when to come on and when to go off. You know, it comes on at 80 psi and goes off at 100 psi, which is fine, as long as it works right. I just noticed there's some dirt, some brown water in there or something, but I'll have to clean this tank out or something. But I made a fitting to go on here so that I could hook this up, and all I did was I made it long enough so that if I needed to reroute or whatever later on, I could. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this thing just about factory, and it's going to work out pretty good. So to start off with, I've cut out and stained a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, and basically what that's going to do, I wanted to mount it on top, but it didn't work out that way because it made the pump too high. So then I decided to just go ahead and mount that down here on the bottom like so. So we're going to do that right now. Yes, I'm smoking a cigarette, and I did that. I got this thing on purpose. And I'll tell you why I did that. I had a comment yesterday, or day before yesterday, on my other channel that sent me into a frenzy. I had made a comment one other time, and this has been quite a while ago, on a guy that made a CNC router, and when I seen the title on it, it said a CNC router on a shoestring budget. Well, I'm sorry. The price he had on that was not a shoestring budget. $1,100 for a CNC router. Yes, that's cheap, but that is not a shoestring budget. To me, a shoestring budget is $200. Well, I guess it depends on what the item is. And I made a comment, and I said, I don't think this is for the poor. And do I have that backwards? I think I do. Well, no, it's the only one way I can go. For some reason, this screw here, I just took it off. I don't know why it's not working. missing hole. There ain't no other way to go on that. Well, it kind of got something going that I didn't expect. Some guy come on there and said that he was looking at my comment and thought he would comment on it. And he goes on to say that he went to my channel and checked me out and said, well, his computers are high dollar computers, all that stuff, and you know, that upset me, but that wasn't what upset me. What upset me was the fact that he went in on my smoking. You know, first of all, it ain't none of his blessed business whether I smoke or not. I smoke because I want to. And I don't need some snot-nose telling me that if I can smoke, I can afford something. That's none of his damn business. So, but anyway, that's why I done that. And I don't understand why people feel that they need to troll somebody. And that's exactly what he did. He decided to go to my site thinking he could dig up some dirt so that he could complain to that guy and point something out bad about me. And that didn't fly. So anyway, then I took the pads off of the bottom of this part, and I'm going to screw them to the bottom of this on each corner, which I've already got the holes lined up. And all I did was just put a washer in there on a 1/4 inch wood screw that takes a nut drive, and then I screwed that on there. And the washer is just to keep the screw from going through the hole and hold it on so that it squeezes the rubber on the pad. Alright. And the only reason I did this is because, you know, this board is because it was too tall to put the pump in here. Plus, I wanted to incorporate the original box that mounted here, which the holes are there, so that I'd have a place to put my switch and hide some wires inside of it and stuff like that. And these holes right here are already lined up to my valves because this is the original stuff. So basically what I'm going to do is take, if I can get this around to the camera where you can see it, is put this on there, just where it was originally, and then I'll have my on-off switch. Alright, as a bonus, you know, I've got a place to mount this where it was originally, and it can still go in the same hole and mount right into this. And the only thing I have to do to this, as far as I can see, is this hole here needs to be on this side also, so that when I put my pump on there, I can route my line to go straight it and straight into this. And we're going to go ahead and mount this down and the switch, the regulator switch, and we'll be back. Alright, so now we've got the cord and the plate and everything hooked up, and this power switch, which will go up in here like so, and then come out this hole right here on this, and the switch will go down in it. Now, what I'm going to have to do, so that I don't have to fight with trying to get to this to tighten it up, what we'll do is just cut a slit right here. We're going to slit this down and just make it so that all I have to do is just go straight down on it and put this on there. And we'll do that with both sides. We'll do it with this one. Just take a slit and put down here on each side. And we won't be able to use the grommet anymore, but that's fine. So then this side will have a hole here to go across here, and it'll have a slot in the side of it too. So we'll cut that and go from there. Now I've already marked where I'm going to drill my hole to start off with. So we'll get on that. Alright, so now I've cut the slots in it like so, and I'm just going to take and file them up a little bit and make them a little cleaner. And this will hopefully make it look like it was done professionally. And there we have it. So now, after I've got this all hooked up, basically all I got to do is just take that. Hopefully this will work like that. I might have to move this back a little bit because I had them right here in these holes, but I have a little more room. So anyway, let's go ahead and put that on there and check it out. Let's see if I've got enough room to put that down in there. No, I do not. Alright, so I was kind of hoping to have everything hooked up before I put this on, so I may have to if I had a compression fitting, that wouldn't be a problem. I could just run my line straight out here and then put an elbow here and just run this around and hook it up here. Well, looks like I'm going to have to put that on, and I'm going to have to fight back in here with a wrench somehow to get in there to it. Let's put that on and see if I have how much fight I have to do. Yeah, I'd have to do some pretty serious fighting to get in there to that. So, have to run a pipe out here to be to the other side. I wish I'd have known that before I'd done that cutting, because I wouldn't have cut that out. I'd have just drilled a hole. Well, it's a shame that this hose, which is the supply hose that goes to the tank from the pump, and that's all they had in that thing. Unbelievable that this little motor was supposed to work its ass off. Plus, when I pulled it out, I noticed that some of the washers in between the motor that keeps that armature from running back and forth so bad were broke off and laying in place. So it wasn't going to be long, it was going to die anyway. So I still got a motor though that it'll work for something, I'm sure. Alright, I'm going to try to figure out what I'm going to do here and pause the video and we'll be back. Alright, well, I had to run to the parts store and went to Lowe's to get a 1/4 inch 4-inch long nipple, and what I decided to do here is I really didn't need to cut these holes in here except for this one. This one I ended up having to reroute, and basically what I've done was this. This part here was over here in this 1/4 inch hole, and rather than me having to fight to get the line from the compressor right here back into here, let me turn some light on so you guys can see a little better. Rather than me having to fight that, running that line from the compressor over to here back into this hole, I decided to reroute this over here and put the piece, or the pressure relief valve, when you pull the little key thing, it was right here, I put it over here. So everything's just loosely fit right now. That way I can still reach this with no problem, and all I have to do is just run that line right up along the side of this and right into this line right here. Because basically what I done was I took a brake line, I can't remember what you call that. I furrowed it and or frayed it, or whatever you want to call it, and put this on there, and now it goes on with, let me find it, this little job right here, and it will screw right into this. Well, I already got that in there, that's why I couldn't find it. And then this part here will screw right into this. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that, and we'll be back. Alright, we've got it back together. Basically, this is what it started out with originally. The only thing minus from it is the motor inside of this. The housing's still the same, and I rerouted the pressure relief valve. So now we get to set this into place. And we're going to push that right on out of the way. And set that on here. And we're going to use the same holes that we did before. Or maybe not. We're going to have to back the holes up. Alright, we got our plug that plugs to this. So, we can go ahead and plug that up and put it in there. And we're just going to stuff it in there. Alright, now we need to put this in place. Draw where we're going to put our screw holes. I'm going to keep that centered so it looks halfway decent. Actually, no, we're going to off-center it so that the box is in on the board too. So, right there will work. So now we're going to take a pencil and draw that. And we'll set it off of there and drill it out. Alright, now we will put this on there. And I think I want as little of this white and red to show as possible, so let's route that around. And put that in the underneath there, so it don't look so god awful like a redneck did it. Even though this is a redneck job, we certainly don't want it to look like one. Not that we're ashamed. Alright, now find our screws. Alright, now basically all we got to do is I'm going to have to cut that and refurrow it. With the Lowe's there to get my parts, that 4-inch nipple and a 1/4-inch elbow. With the Lowe's, they didn't have it. They didn't have nothing. The smallest thing they had was 3/8. So, bless the guy's heart, guy behind the counter called Home Depot. They didn't have it. Called Ace Hardware, they didn't have it. Then he called this other place, clear across town. They had it. And he gave me the address so I could use my GPS because I'm new around here, don't know the area. And he was pretty cool, man. I wrote his name down. I don't remember. Guy's name was Josh, and I told him I'd give him a shout out. He works at Lowe's in plumbing and paint, and he was pretty cool, man. So I told him I'd give him a shout out. So now all we're going to do, move this around out of the way. guess kind of hang it off of there a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Basically what I'm going to do is we're going to straighten this out. I really didn't want to cut anything off of this. So let's see, how do I want to do this? I kind of want that to be level. Might not have to cut anything off. Now if I can just get it in there straight. By God, that might work. By God, that'll work. Then we'll just put this up here so it doesn't sit there and bang against the housing. By God, I think that'll work. Alright, so now the only thing I got left to do is put a thing in it to put an air hose. Anyway, let's go ahead and plug this bad boy up. Make sure my switch is off. And are we ready for firing it up? Oh, it'd be nice if I turned the power on to it. Listen to that. That's the quietest air compressor I've seen. It's pumping up. Why can't all air compressors be that quiet? I'll take you guys off the tripod here and let you see. It is pumping up. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but there's the pump that I'm using. battery's getting ready to go dead. And there's how you do a air compressor tank, or silent air compressor. I'm going to pause this and put it on charge and put you back up on the tripod, and then we'll do the rest of it. I'm wondering if a bigger capacitor, would help this out. I don't know. Maybe it would throw a little more juice to it at startup. See, now it just kicked on. But I want to get a better filter than that. You know, all I need is something like that right there. It's sucking some air. It just takes time for it to kick back on. But that's alright. For no more than I'm going to be using it, I think this will work just fine for me. It's a second air compressor to go back there in the back. I'll have my own hose for it back there. And it cut off at 100 just like it's supposed to. So, but that'll work. Now I'm going to leave her go and see if we got any leaks. Can't tell with that heater going. But anyway, there's the silent air compressor. It does work. It works fine. Until I can get an unloader valve, this is pretty decent. Process is still the same even if you got an unloader valve or not. So, you know, once I get an unloader valve on this thing, oh, this will be an awesome air compressor. So, you guys have a good one. Later.